We are yay!
Yep,
We are
hello.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of our Twitch sessions about Dead by Daylight. It's written right there.
Which, you should have worn your green shirt again.
I didn't wear my green shirt today, so I am actually not a disembodied head. I'm Mathieu. I'm the producer on the project.
I'm Dave, lead designer.
I'm Ash, creative director.
You should know that by now. You should actually be able to say that with you.
And
with
if we have
us.
never met you before, hi everyone new.
Hey.
Okay, and just to make it clear,
Uh-oh.
Matt is not Dwight.
Yeah, even though today he has much Dwightness about
cosplay.
I'm working on my cosplay, but
everyone knows the tie is different.
yeah, and we do have to get at some point Jean-Marc in here
Yeah, for sure.
to introduce him
That
to
would
the
be a
world.
great idea.
So, we have a few things to discuss today, and then we'll answer a few questions, obviously. But we want to start by addressing the big issues.
Big issues?
Big issues.
Yes.
Which everybody is asking about constantly, and then throughout the show we'll tell you, oh, stop asking and just go and watch the show again because we've already talked about this, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Good.
In a nice way. As opposed to like, stop asking. You know, like, it's okay, you can look again.
All right. So first thing, survive with friends.
Oh yes.
That has been mentioned a few times.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, as you may have noticed, the matchmaking in our game, the creation of lobby, all these are systems that are delicate, that are very complex. So, creating a new way to navigate them is not a simple matter. We have had some good news in the last few days. As some of you of the most inquisitive persuasion have noticed, some builds have been sent over to our QA. We are right now checking to see that what we have created does not explode everything and prevent people from playing the game, which would be much worse than not being able to play with your friends. So that's it, really. I've been well trained not to give precise time coordinates for these kinds of things, but yeah, it's coming. And
When's it coming?
soon.
Okay, good.
That's it. So if all goes well,
Then
we'll be happy, and you guys will be excited, and gals.
Are you willing to say if all goes well, it will be coming?
Yeah, that's the extent of what I've been allowed to say.
Obviously, like we don't want to make it sound like a series of excuses, but we'll say.
Well,
the
they're
same
not
thing
excuses.
I know
We're
they're not.
just
It
being
sounds-
extremely
It
honest
sounds
with people.
like it is every
But-
single time.
But here, there's the reality of it, though. It's going to be a first version
Yeah,
of the mode.
yeah. I think we talked about that a little bit.
well, I think
last
it's
time.
worth mentioning again, just in
Yeah.
case anyone missed it or is expecting something
So
more miraculous.
the experience for the people creating a lobby with their friends, then joining the lobby, the regular ranked lobby, and being able to have games with random people and then come back will not be the smoothest flow because we're not going to create all of it and then fix all the little issues. However, what we hope it will do is create a perfectly smooth experience for everybody else that's just doing the regular mode right now and will not see people popping in and out of lobbies trying to meet their friends. So that's the bit. Yes. Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, Matt. Well done.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
an excellent elephant. I'm sure it satisfied everyone.
So the second thing I have here on my list is the patch. So some of you may have noticed that yesterday afternoon, we released a new patch called patch 1.0.2. There was a lot of stuff in it, and a lot of stuff was not in it, as some of you have been nice enough to point out.
Well, it's good that we need the feedback. Obviously, it's good to get more details on everything that's going on, edge cases that everyone has, and everything that happens when we do release a patch. I mean, this is exactly why, releasing the bigger the features we release, the more potentially dangerous it is. So, we try and fix everything we can. We try and test it as much as we possibly can, and then we push it out as soon as we can to you guys. So, we're still committed to updating the game as often as we can, so that's good. So that was our second big patch with a lot of features.
And following the patch is a couple of hotfixes. Some have reported that some of the DC scenarios were still not punished, so we've tracked it down, and it should come as soon as we can. Again, we need to test and make sure that it works properly. That specific fix. Maybe you'll find others, so if you do, please tell us, and we'll fix it as well. There is one hotfix that have been sent right after. I don't think there's any note that have been added, so for people who wonder what it is, there was an issue with the trap that couldn't be placed near windows, so that's fixed as well.
Yeah, that was that, and also survivors that were crawling could not be picked up in front of windows.
Yeah.
That's probably what people saying crawler mean.
Yeah, they must. When they say crawler, they must be referring to crawling survivors right by a window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is that about the patch? No, well, I mean, there's a lot of tweaks about perks and add-ons and things like that. And obviously, I mean, we have an idea of what we think is fair in the game and what we think is balanced and what we think the optimal experience should be. And then we make small little changes because obviously we play here and we play regularly, but then that's not the same as 17,000 people playing at the same time and then discovering.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there was a comment I just read, which was like, oh, is this a beta or is it a full release? Where are you if you'll keep testing the game? It's like, obviously we're trying to improve and expand the game as much as we physically can, and we want to make the game as good for everyone that we can. And there are some things that 17,000 people can tell us that 5 of us and 10, 15 in an office can't work out. So we basically have a choice of either pushing that patch to you to try and fix it or not doing it. And we choose to want to support the game as much as we can moving forward to try and make it a better and better experience. We love the game. We hope you do too. And with every update that we do, we try and make it a little bit better. I mean, that's our commitment to you guys. I mean, you've got it. We want to make it better for all of you. So the answer is it's full release, but we will keep iterating on the game for as long as we physically can.
And anything you need to report, do it on the Steam forums. There's a bug report section.
Yeah.
That's the best place to reach us.
Yeah, we have moderators doing an amazing job. Shout out to our moderators. Seriously, we could not be alive right now if it wasn't for you.
No.
And then, so this is by far the best method to make sure that your comments, suggestions, feedback, bug reports, all of that gets sent to us. It might take a day, it might take 2 days, but we'll hear about it at some point.
For sure.
Anything else about the patch? The window cheesing, I mean, we've changed things about it.
Yeah, it's still not perfect, not at all, so we'll continue to iterate on it.
And the idea being that the windows are supposed to be one of the rare tools that the survivors have to try to get away. So yes, they should feel to the killer frustrating.
To some degree, but I mean, what we have obviously is a situation where there's a balance that we're always trying to strike with the survivor, which is the ability to frustrate the killer. That's the only emotional response you can really use to attack him, essentially. But the flip side is we also don't want the survivor to ever feel safe. 100% safe. And we know that it's a delicate balance. It is. It's really hard because we don't want to. If we could just nerf it, and then survivors wouldn't be able to escape anywhere in the map. So we're looking at the solution we put in. We can also take the solution we've got and make it more and more harsher on the survivor until they can no longer do it. But that's not where we want to be right now. We want to try and keep it as fluid and as dynamic as we can, and keep pushing it.
In answer to the sometimes there are, as I keep calling about, the waves that happen in the community where people start saying, oh my god, it's now completely unbalanced and the survivors have a field day and no killer can do anything. We take that with a grain of salt because obviously we look at the stats we collect from actually every single match that is being played. How many of those matches end in 4 survivors killed? How many end with 4 survivors escaped? And all the in-between scenarios. I mean, and we try to make sure that that curve actually feels right.
And it's an asymmetrical game, so that curve is a matter of opinion. But we don't know we have an idea of what we want the final balance to be, but perception can vary massively between the survivor and the killer in terms of their expectation. You could be a survivor who dies in the first second of the game and think that it's the most impossible game ever, and you can be a killer who can't find a final survivor and is very frustrated about the fact that they can't find anyone in the game. And then you can have a survivor who is having the most amazing adventure while the killer can't find them, even though they're 1 feet away. Or maybe they're 20 feet away and they have the opposite and say, I never see a killer. Like, there are so many perspectives to this game. It's such an interesting challenge for us to be able to balance. That there are so many permutations for us to look at. And when we look at the data, every day I'll look through the data of the last 24 hours or over the course and the lifetime of the project. And as Matt said, we look at, the one we focus in on the most is like how many matches end up with a 4-0 clean sweep for the killer, how many end up with a 3-1, a 2-all, a 1-3, or a 4-0 survivor clean sweep. We look at that, we have a rough idea of the curve we want, and then we assess our health state and balance based on that. Then we'll do a deep dive.
I'm going to stop you. A lot of people are asking to see those numbers, and I think that I sometimes ask you, and you don't want to show them, and that's
I don't
absolutely
even
fine.
show you the numbers.
It's like psychohistory.
Exactly.
For anybody who's read the foundation books, it only works if people are unaware that you're looking at them.
Well, I am
Although
unsure.
you are
I'm going to be
aware
honest.
looking.
I am unsure whether telling the stats is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, which is why I haven't done it. To be honest with you, maybe it'll all be fine if I just tell you what happens. But I somehow feel that if you know what's going on to that detail, it may create a weirdness in the game. You may start exploiting different things. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But right now I'm super scared.
Which leads me to something else about the patch, which is probably the last thing because we need to move on. We intentionally, when we wrote the patch notes, referred to the changes in vague statements that are more subjective instead of going for precise values, and some people were upset about that. It's really a choice we made to describe it this way, and we knew that a lot of you that are more like min-maxers and people who are super intensely investigative about this would figure out those numbers anyway, and that's absolutely fine. But we thought it was just a better way of presenting it. Again, there are divided opinions on that. We might change our way of doing this. We try shit.
Yeah.
Really, that's
Really.
that's the bottom line here. So, right. Next thing I have here is cheating hackers and hacking cheaters.
Yeah.
Do you want to give an update on that? I know it's close to your heart.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to get them all, right? So there's some more obvious ones, and people at Easy Anti-Cheat are updating their software and the way they're gonna find these people, and bans are gonna come. So the only thing I want to say is don't temper with the game. Don't try to cheat. At some point, it's gonna get back, and you're gonna get banned, and that sucks.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm
That's
glad they will. That'll do it.
There's already a few trainers and things like that don't work anymore, that don't support our game, which is great because it means it doesn't work. But definitely there is a ban wave coming, so make sure you're not part of that.
So did we cover the full disconnect abuse? We talked about it. There are still some we know that are still there. We're going to keep adding in, catch them all until we've got them all, and then we will appropriately punish disconnects. Stop disconnecting.
Yeah.
Get better.
Stats. So that there's I have a point here on my list that says
About
stats.
stats.
You want to say
Stats?
You want to say stats? I have 2,696 here. That's a great one.
It's not a good one.
No?
No, because that's connections lost while loading.
Oh.
That's not a good one.
I know,
No.
I told you. So let's go with a better one, which is in the last 24 hours, there have been 160,000 games. That's a pretty good stat.
Yeah.
Just in an hour. Wow.
No, 24. Now you're just making up stats.
We can do that.
Exactly. So now I need to find some more. So I would say right now, based on the stats, the health of the game is good, and in the last 24 hours, it is edging slightly towards survivors, which has not been a case, just for reference, for the last 13 days prior to that. So since the patch, it has officially got slightly easier for survivors. So
Can it be?
I don't know. Let's.
That's not what people say.
This is the fun. Like, I can see what's actually happening, and then we look and we assess, and then we go, but this is odd. Why is
Maybe
it that
people are
survivors-
trying harder instead of relying on Meg's sprint.
Exactly. Maybe they don't have that. And yet, despite making it harder for them to go through windows and making it harder to use perk exploits, survivors are fine. You're going to destroy
That's
everything if
not
you
a
use
touch
my
screen.
touch screen.
Don't touch it.
So I was just looking at who picks what character.
That's
I'll
very
find that out
impolite,
for you.
by the way. Touching other
Don't
people's
touch
screen.
my screen. So I will look up something else while you move on to the
Okay,
next subject.
so next subject, China and Russia. So we know we have a lot of friends in China and a lot of Russian friends also.
Hi, everyone in Russia and China.
Hello.
Yes, bonjour,
That's because that is exactly how they communicate.
hola. Yeah, that's, I have to work on that. Next time, promise. Make a note, please,
Sure.
because I just promised a thing, which I
Yes.
should never do.
Don't promise. Don't say
That's a
dates.
shot.
So one more shot on the list.
Oh,
And I was
dear.
just getting better. Okay, so China and Russia. We have just received, I believe, the translated documents or something like that. So we have the words. Now we just need to shove them into the game and then fix everything that breaks. So yeah, Russian and Chinese should come in quickly.
At some point.
Yeah, in the future.
Yeah, that's much better than soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at some
at
point
some
in
point.
in the close future, which is great. And then I hear other languages are being spoken throughout the world, and some people who speak those languages would like our game to be in those languages.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll look at that.
So in the
Yeah.
last 24 hours, the most selected character is Meg.
Well,
And just if you want a number on that, in this case, in the last 24 hours, she has been picked 33% of the time.
that's many times.
Mhm.
Next one is.
Not telling you.
Aw.
It's only fun if you say one.
Well, who's the least picked?
No, not saying that either. Okay, all right. In this case, it is. No way. That was really surprising.
Whoa.
Dwight is
Dwight
the least
is the
picked
least
survivor in the
picked
last 24 hours,
survivor.
with 19.87%. So as you can imagine, it's like, you know, if it was perfect, between the four characters it would be 25% each, four characters obviously. So our lowest one is 20% and our highest one is 33%, which means it's
still
a
very
pretty
reasonable.
even spread, and I did not expect Dwight. That has
But
not
so-
been the case every.
Everybody watching should go and play a few games with Dwight,
Poor
so he
old
can
Dwight.
feel the love,
The Dwightening.
the Dwightening.
Yes.
There was a beautiful image that I saw pass by in the artwork. By the way,
Several images.
yes, thank you. I don't remember your name.
Cromwell.
It was
Cromwell.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. Then quick note here I have. The next few Twitches will have special guest stars for various reasons. But yeah, if you have special people that you would like to see come here and talk about their areas of expertise, let us know by screaming, I guess, or on the Steam forums or something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. We want to have a few more people from the team come and talk to you about this.
Anyone want to guess who the most deadly killer of the three is? You can't guess by looking at the stats.
But I don't understand those.
Perfect.
I would say the Trapper.
I will go with the crowd and choose the rate.
It is not the Wraith. It is
shocking.
Chuckles once more. Shot.
That's
that's a
one
shot.
shot.
You wanted one, right?
And that's live, so that's probably two.
So I was right, and I did
Yeah.
not get a shot.
But but I have to say that in principle, it's pretty even between all of them still. Like
Yeah, it's very, very close.
Very close. Like some have a slightly higher chance of wiping everyone out, but it's still pretty close.
Interesting. Right, hook camping is a thing that we need to talk about.
True.
Dave,
Yes.
take us through hook camping.
Sure. So
What do you think about that?
Yeah. So a lot of people right now are asking questions about hook camping and asking about fixes. Do know that we've tried a lot of things about that issue, and our current idea on it is that hook camping is valid.
It's a strategy.
It's a thing. It's really shocking, but really the best way to avoid hook camping is to do something else. If you feel like you're being camped, you should stay there as long as you can and give your team a chance. If they go to the generators and they can all escape, I mean, it will show that strategy doesn't work. Of course, if you're all going to the hook at the same time, you'll get killed. The killer's there. And that's it.
Yes. So there you go. And that'll be fun. So anyone want to know what the most deadly map is?
Oh, that's cool. That's interesting.
So I don't know what the general feedback on the forums is on this one, but I know what the answer is.
I would go with Shelter Woods.
You are correct.
Really?
Yeah. Shelter Woods Industrial Forest is the most deadly map in the game. And again, we're not talking a massive difference in between any of them.
That was not going to be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what the safest map is? The map let's rephrase that. The map you are most likely to escape from?
I'd say anything in the Coldwind Farm.
It is not in Coldwind Farm.
Really?
No.
Shit balls.
No, say it.
It's the Junkyard Garage is the most likely to escape from at this point. But again, you're talking a swing of like 8% chance more likely of surviving from one or the other. So it's not like it's
most
huge.
likely what's going to happen is you're not going to be the one to escape, but
No,
someone else is going to get
for
lucky.
Sure, exactly.
Right. I think that's what I had on my list for today.
Really?
No, that's good. That's the things that we absolutely needed to mention in here. Other than that, there's a lot of scoops that I want to blurt out, which I'm really holding on to because I've been told repeatedly not to blurt things out that we then have to deliver on.
Yeah, someone said 8% is pretty big. Yeah, maybe it's not quite exactly that 8% chance. Like, it's different kind of stat than when I said 8%. Basically, it's pretty tiny. Is all you need to know. The difference between one and the other. Excuse my mentioning numbers that mean no relevance to a specific situation.
There you go. Yeah. So.
Do you have a few questions that you noticed?
I think so. There's a lot of things that have been answered. Here's one that haven't. Keybinding.
Yeah. Some people are right now working on that, as far as I understand. So
Yes.
being able to remap your keyboard and your buttons, that seems to be something that people want. So and yes, just to stop some people out there. These are not the same people working on the Survive with Friends mode.
No.
And
Yeah,
it's probably worth mentioning there's only so many people who can work on a feature at a given time.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Let's reiterate on window jukes again.
Yeah.
So we've in the last patch we've fixed one location only, but we also implemented a new mechanic in how the vaulting is made. This is not enough, but we'll revisit some of the level design on specific places where the problem is very apparent. So this is going to come at some point in the future.
There you go.
For sure.
Yeah, there seems to be a glitch right now with the lobbies. Some people are having a harder time connecting to other people since the patch.
We've been looking into it. Like normally, we would see maybe the matchmaking being a little longer because it's a little bit fancier right now to try to match you with someone of the same rank. But it shouldn't be that much of a big deal.
No,
what we're
it's
seeing right
interesting.
now seems like something went wrong.
Well, we're also looking at the stat. Obviously, we track how long killers and survivors are in lobby, and we're seeing an increase, but we're not seeing the kind of increase that you guys are reporting. So Obviously, it's entirely possible that something is happening for some people somewhere for some reason, but it's not. Doesn't seem to be like a pandemic of massive wait times.
No.
But we are seeing an increase. So, like on the averages, obviously there is something happening. So we're looking into it and seeing what we can do.
What's your favorite role in the game?
Survivor.
Mine is Survivor 2. What is yours?
I kill.
Okay. Survivor, killer, Survivor.
Yeah.
For sure.
Was that like a...
It was kind of a question.
Okay. I want to touch on something. So we have a very talented man here at the company called GF Vachon. He's in charge of a shit ton of stuff. Literally, his business card cannot contain all of his titles on there.
It's like a big cardboard.
Yeah, he's been here forever and he's done everything. He's a great guy. One of the things that he does though is he's in charge of all the audio people in the company, and he wrote a really cool article called about Dead by Daylight and the scoring of the game and how we did that. And he talks about Fred Poirier, who's our our sound designer on the project, and about Michel April, the composer of the game that did all the soundtrack. And I know there's a few people mentioning it right now in the chat. If you have a few minutes to read it, it's a really good read, and it's true that we had a. It was very important for us to get the right sound for our game because creating genuine raw emotions was the goal from the start. And I think we nailed it on that side. So these guys did an awesome
like
job.
Everyone on the project, there were a lot of very stringent, complex criteria that don't often jump up. You know, like everything in our game, from the procedural level system to the dynamic music system. It's like you can never be sure exactly what's going to happen at any point in our game because we can't curate the experience in any way, shape, or form. Everything had to happen as and when we wanted to do it. No one was free. Like art wasn't free to do what they wanted to do. Audio wasn't free to create the sound experience that they would traditionally have approached a horror title with. So they had a lot of very complex challenges to be able to deal with in the game. So it's some really interesting thing. I'm sure they've got a lot to say about that.
Yes. There's someone was asking, will the lore be expanded in the future?
Yes.
Yes, that's the short answer.
Okay, that's true. That is a very short answer, and I gave it.
If you check the official website, which is deadbydaylight.com, I believe, right now, we link to the manual, and the manual has a lore section in it, and you will get quite an in-depth look at a lot of stuff. I need to say, however, that this lore section was written by... What's the name?
I don't know.
Okay.
Me and Julius.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
What do you mean? Oh.
It was written by a character.
Oh.
Yes, the professor.
Benedict's journal.
Yes.
Yeah. So Benedict has his own opinions and theories about what happens in the game.
I thought you were referring to the manual.
No, I'm talking about the lore section of the manual.
Well, I haven't found it yet. Where is it?
It's on the website. You just click the button and it's right there.
There you go.
But there's a lot of really cool and interesting lore elements in there. However, you should know that he is not certain of what he theorizes about, and he may be wrong on a few things.
It's entirely possible.
So there.
And I know some of you have already read the journal and have commented on it, and so there'll be more, for sure.
Have you spotted a few questions that we need to answer?
Quick one that we have every time we do this. Console?
Yeah. I just did a small exercise in exciting stuff, which is estimating the amount of work needed to create that kind of thing. And we talk about the cost associated with it and is it worth it. And it seems to us that it's very much worth it. There's enough interest in the game right now to justify creating a console port. As we mentioned last time we were here, it is something that requires people working for a length of time to do that. So even if we were to start tomorrow morning, it would take us at least a few months to get it out the door. So yeah, it's something that we are very excited about. It needs to be done. It needs to be done right if we do it. But let it be known that there are discussions happening about it right now, and it's something that feels like the right thing to do.
So there was a good question about, will Benedict be a playable character?
Ooh.
Well,
I think he did not make it.
Benedict is not a playable character.
Sure isn't.
But
He's not the guy with the cap in the intro video.
He was someone in the world. He isn't the guy in the intro video. No, he's not that guy.
Because people have been
Like, how
wondering
do you know
who
he's
these
not
two
that
people
guy?
are.
You already said too much
Oh.
about Benedict.
Yes. Next.
Okay, so
You gonna buff the flashlight, Dave?
I don't know.
Let's talk.
I like the flashlight.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
actually,
well-
as a killer, I
Yeah.
hate the flashlight,
Well, this is
and
it.
that's exactly what it should do.
Absolutely.
I-
It's a weird one. I always had trouble with the flashlight. I kind of start having better skill with it.
Yeah.
I know you use it properly.
Yeah, I do.
and easily. Yeah.
True, but I mean, my knowledge of the flashlight, and as a 90% survivor player, comes from whenever I'm the killer. I'm blinded all the time. It's insane. All
But
I
to
get is
be
crazy.
fair, you are not a very good killer.
No, I'm a very bad killer. But even so, it seems incredibly effective. So, like, I'm not saying that's the reason to do it. I mean, I hear the comment. I think it's come up a lot of times.
Yeah.
We will look at the flashlight and its associated usage
But-
and make sure it's working.
But it
as we
should be
want it.
powerful. It should,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
it's the equivalent of the powers that the killers have.
So I just want to make sure that killers are not like, it's not like it's a usual knee-jerk thing. Like, I don't seem to be able to use it. Like, it's mysteriously weird.
Is
and
it a case of
crazy and-
get good?
Not sure. Like, I don't want to shout that at anyone yet. Until we've just, like, I think it's worth taking a good look at it and bringing it up again. We'll assess it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Next one, really quick. The rate add-on is
Yeah, there are
going
issues
to be
with that,
fixed.
isn't
Yeah,
there?
fixed really soon. Really
So
soon. It's in
that's
test.
probably why you do not see Mr. McLean be very active right now in the chats.
Yeah, could be that.
I hope so.
A quick note on season reset. So just in case you didn't know, there will be a rank reset every 13th of the month. So
Is
this
it
one
the 13th?
It's on the 13th.
It's official now.
Yeah, so July.
Did you say a date?
Well, I mean, this time around, please.
This time, come
Please.
on. But
That one's important.
Well, the 13th is a mysterious date anyway.
It's very yeah.
Yeah. So what is going to happen? Your rank will go down. Everybody's rank is going to go down. You're going to be awarded a pip per rank you already have. Okay? And will there be a reward? No. But that's something we want to have in the future.
Yeah.
It's just
Sure.
not in now. What's going to happen as well is that we could change some rules on the season reset.
On how you're going to be ranked, how
Yeah,
you're going to be
that's
compared
absolutely
to
Absolutely.
each
And
other.
again, we're listening to everything you say about the current ranking system. We're going to adjust if we feel that we want to do that, and that you guys are really making sensible points, and we want to adjust to it. Then we're listening all the time to the ranking system because we want it to be that good blend of progression and competitiveness that we want to foster.
So yes, it's going to be on Wednesday the 13th.
That was a good noise.
All right.
I'm not impressed.
Okay. You are a hard man to please.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I'm sure everyone else
Something that comes a lot. 2v8, 14 versus 1200.
1200
What?
versus 1400
Yeah,
is my
that's it.
favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so many people versus many others. Also
Many-
something we've been throwing around here a little bit. It's not a simple matter, obviously, if only for performance issues. I mean, the whole game is balanced so that you get a pleasant frame rate on your computer with the amount of characters that we have right now.
Of course.
But that's just one aspect of it. I mean, we have systems right now that would probably explode if we had two killers in the same map or something like that. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
I've tried it because I didn't try 2 killers, but I tried.
No, but that's the
one
thing
game,
is
yeah.
we in the beta, for those of you who were there, we had a bug that allowed people to join lobbies and then grow lobbies to the.
Apparently, still happens like
Once in a while?
0.09% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I could confirm that my stats show some games of that ilk.
Okay. So
enjoy when it
there you go.
happens.
The feature's
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, done, skipped. Sorry if it wasn't right enough. Try the Magic Incantation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should I burn something specific?
Feel free,
Okay.
and it'll happen. Bound
Don't
to.
burn things.
No, just say the incantation.
No, I meant
As
me.
much
Just
say-
me. I'll
stay
burn
safe.
things. We need a hobby. Everybody needs a hobby.
Say
Not
incantations backwards.
Yep.
More outfit. It's a question.
More outfits. Well, I
Yes.
do have. I'm
Oh,
wearing my
yeah,
new
sorry,
socks
for
right
us.
now.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. We should change more
Well,
often.
that's not new
Get that
anymore.
foot
No,
out
but
of
the
my
shoes,
face.
though. Sorry.
That's
That's a
okay.
little
I'll-
rude.
well, it's a tight space.
It is a little cozy.
It's a little comfy.
And Dave's a little runny today.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, that's probably not what they meant.
No. Yeah, we should probably answer it for real.
Uh,
Yeah, new outfits for the characters.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, some of you may have noticed that we do have a character customization system in place,
Yeah.
and it is rather sparsely populated right now.
Which we would like to rectify when we have some time to rectify it.
So that's it. It's a matter of right now taking our possibilities. We have a set quantity of people working on the game, and they all have different skills and talents, and then we decide as a group most of the time
What are you saying?
what the hell they're working on.
We're possibilizing.
Yeah. So there have been outfits.
Hmm.
Yeah.
In other places?
Some of
You've said too much.
Again.
It's going to be the. theme
there's
of
really
today.
nothing I can talk about.
No, well, no, we can. No, that's true. There's nothing we can talk about. 2v8, we can talk about that. Did we
Well, I
talk
can
about that?
tell you that slutty schoolgirl outfit for Meg is not gonna happen.
That is unlikely.
Okay.
It's gonna happen?
Nah, I don't know.
No, okay. So
No,
no,
probably
probably not
not.
gonna happen.
Okay, then same kind of question.
Mustaches for everyone might
that,
happen.
That has to happen. New characters. New things.
New things, new characters, new content, new map, new trinkets.
Obviously, we want to work towards that. The goal was to see how well we're going to do and then start supporting, mainly to begin with, just making sure you guys get the experience that we all want out of the game right now, adjusting to the balance issues. These are our primary focus. Adding in the mode that we want to do is our ultimate focus right now. And then more content is obviously what's going to keep the game alive in the long run, and that's something we want to support you guys with as well. So
we all have ideas on what we think is the right content. Some have different opinions. We talk a lot also about that with our friends at Starbreeze who have
Sure.
different opinions. They have different experiences, and we'll try things. We'll create more content. We'll offer it to you and go, how was that? Did you like this? And then we'll see. Maybe we'll do some more of that, and then we'll do some more of other things.
But right now, it's not unsurprising that our primary focus is obviously taken up with the first 2 patches, and Survive with Friends is our sole focus right now. in
Yeah,
terms
pretty
of,
much.
Like, you know, that's our
The-
content upload. now.
And on a side note on that, anytime we release a patch with new stuff in, it's tempting for us, or for me at least, to want to shove everything else that we have in there. And if we have made like side things and whatever else we want to put in there and say, oh, let's give them everything today. But every single little fix that we put in, every single little tweak of a value comes with a risk, a potential to have broken the game, to have created a new bug, to have made an issue. Therefore, in the example of the Survive with Friends, if we put that in, we want to put everything else in, but then we're like, oh, but if we do that, then we might have to wait longer to test all of this and to fix it. So it's the sort of conversations that we have day in and day out, especially with our friendly gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Will there be... there's a lot of question about more options in the settings and things like that. We know it's something that people like, especially on PC. People like to be able to configure their experience. Everybody's got a different setup with super wide monitors, or they want a borderless window so that they can put it on the second screen while they do something else.
Different keyboards.
It's like left-handed people, things like that.
So
well, yeah,
of course
because
there's
it's harder
keybinding, but there's also other options that should come.
So yeah, we'll probably trickle those in quietly. It's probably not going to be a big patch with new options everywhere. It's once in a while we'll be able to add a little more.
Regarding the proximity voice chat, which comes up a lot, I think we've explained our position on voice chat a lot. Why we don't have it in there, because we do not want to ruin the immersion of the game. We do not want griefing with voice in the game. Those are the things we decided to do, and you know, we understand that other people have different opinions and want other features, so we will continue to listen to the voice chat debate as we move forward and decide what to do with it. What we will be supporting is the Survive Your Friends mode, and then we hope and want people who are friends already and want to chat to be able to chat with each other. What we don't want is have a free open voice system chat. Yes, we know we could do the feature and have muting and everything like that. Obviously we could do that. It will be another feature on top of the other feature, but at the moment that's where we stand on the issue, and we will see. I mean, this is not a closed shop. We're not saying no for never. We're just saying for now that's the situation. Let's see how we go and see what we want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to say that if we don't answer a question now, it's probably because we already inserted at the beginning.
Yeah.
All big issues have been discussed at the beginning of the video, so just look at the offline version
when is the console port being mentioned?
For example. So when is the console port, voice chat, and
anything about the patch?
Fixes.
So check it again.
Like
Survive with friends.
Yes,
we did mention that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
by the way, if that's your subject that you're really adamant about, try to join at the beginning of the Twitch, because that's usually the first thing we talk about.
Yeah, we normally try and cover right at the beginning.
Then again, I'm saying that like it's going to go on for the next few weeks, which is probably not going to be the case.
Well, you never can tell.
I can never tell.
But there was a question about killer customization. Again, when we spoke about customization earlier, we were referring to it as a general concept, both killer and survivor. So like that is something that we would love to do moving forward. So we will.
Yes, absolutely.
Killers
Killers
don't
and
think
survivors.
I'm not going to give the killer some
And
love.
there's someone also that was asking about new perks and things like that. And obviously, if we are to present you with a new killer or present you with a new survivor, then they would have to come with their own stable of perks.
I mean, that
and
makes sense.
powers.
I mean, it's fair enough to say, well, obviously, because theoretically we could just give you one without that, but it would be our goal if we were to provide a new killer or survivor that it would come with appropriate powers and perks.
Yeah, we could also, and we've talked about adding new perks just like that are now available to everyone. Our
It's
system
entirely
supports
possible.
that kind of thing, and if we find new cool tweaks to the game mechanics, it's the kind of thing we could absolutely do that.
For people reporting bugs, here's probably not the best place because we're gonna forget about them. I mean, it's going so fast. Go to the Steam forum. There's a place to report bugs. It's the best place you can do that. So any shenanigan the game is doing on you.
I'm going to answer another question about voice chat because it came up about my argument saying that it ruins immersion is pointless. I don't believe so. When I go into the game and if I hear my friend, I think that's fundamentally different to hearing a random person. Like, that's not entirely pointless. As I said, I totally appreciate that everyone has their own opinion on this issue. They want it. This is the direction we're going for that reason. If you don't agree with it, then we will listen and then we'll adjust. I mean, it's other games have made this decision too, and other games have bigger and more exciting features that support it and go around it, and we'll look at expanding that feature in the right possible way moving forward. But I do want to hear more about the community as we go forward on that.
So we have a first special guest request.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
The sound guy.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we can absolutely. Yeah, there might be a lot of French in that episode because Fred is very French.
So for next week, learn French.
There you go. Yeah. We also, I want to answer. Someone was asking about a Mac version. So, no, you both have Macs, right?
Yeah, we both have Macs.
It runs on my Mac.
But
no,
you
it's
boot.
not the best, but
you
does
boot
run
in
on
Windows.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the machine can run it. It's not perfect, but it's okay.
So there, you can.
Animators.
Animators.
Well, someone asked for animators. Could they come too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Why
We
not?
should do one of that. That would be great.
So we'll make notes about that.
Remember to bring friends.
Make friends with the animators.
Is that just
Step one.
I think it's just another way of saying you three seen you a lot now.
Yeah,
A
we're
lot
not
of
new
one-
anymore.
Yeah, no. But we could bring moustaches for next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for Dave, who we could not.
It brings his own. Really.
Yeah,
Maybe you could shave for next. No, my God, I remember you shaving.
Don't do that.
Oh my God.
What else is in there? Oh,
Yeah.
level designer. That would be very
Yeah,
cool
that
too.
would
Yeah.
be super interesting.
Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
everyone actually it is interesting because everyone has a different reason they did things in the game. I mean, there are such constraints to the starting point and trying to create the emotion we want, and giving everyone a chance to explain a little bit about why we did the sound the way we did it, why we did the level design the way we did it, what we're looking at now, how we're understanding how people are playing, what we thought they would play, and how we're adjusting to it. It's going to be interesting.
So someone was asking, will there be a female killer announcement? I can tell you with absolute certainty, as soon as we have a female killer ready to go, there will be a female killer announcement.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, that's
I really should start my political career.
Yeah, I think you did. That's great.
All right.
Okay. Will you add guns?
Why do people want guns?
Because people want guns in every... Look, I get that. Makes sense. Now you say it. Now you say it, every game should have guns and explosions.
We do not have ammo, though, in our gun.
Well, we don't have a
could.
gun. That's
Like
our
you just
problem.
have a gun, you can chuck it at the survivors, because obviously it's for the killer.
I would not rule out anything involving a survivor item moving forward. They could be any form. If we decide to do another item, it's another area of potential game-changing content that we could add to the game. When we look at future items that we want to do, we look at the balance implications of each one of those. What do they actually do? How would it fun? Is it out of the realms of possibility to think that we could have a gun?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Few things are, to be fair.
That's true.
I just saw a very interesting questions about someone saying, "Oh, can you fix the fact that survivors can get perk offerings, offerings for killers, and killers can get offerings for survivors?" And
No.
I remember that conversation very
Yeah.
clearly because we talked about that when the system came online at some point in the distant past, like months ago, and I asked the question. I'm like, right now as a killer, I'm getting the more fog and less fog, and one of them seems very obviously to be geared towards survivors and the other one towards the killers. Why am I getting both? And then we had a very interesting conversation
Be
about that.
creative. I mean, some killers have ways with some specific loadout to use these offerings.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the thing is, the different powers of the different killers, for instance, the Wraith might want more fog in the level to be even more invisible. And some people were saying, turning on the lights can be a detriment to both sides. And it's
Sure.
really a matter of how you want to play the game and some things you want to use and in some different ways.
Well,
So,
sorry.
no, and just to wrap it up, that
Yeah.
there are offerings that feel as a knee-jerk reaction, like specifically geared towards one or the other side, but in the end, they can still be used by someone else.
Absolutely.
I saw a quick comment like, is there a way, or will there be a way for add-ons to be kept by the killer? And there is something for that already in the game. Just find
Do you
it.
want to point to it?
Sure, it's an offering. There is an offering for that. There's
Yeah.
an app for that. There's an offering for that.
Is there a chance of a killer clown? Yes,
Yes.
there's a chance.
There's a chance of
No, maybe, but in all seriousness, that's all the seriousness.
But it's a classic example of, you know, whether like in terms of content for us to push out and what people want, we know and hear that like even within the killer class alone, there are many different opinions of things people want. So we
Like
try
a small
and,
girl,
or
a clown.
a female killer. Like, you know, like this is the fun of what we get to do now, is that we are trying to stay as agile as we possibly can. We listen to you as much as we can, and you know, like our asymmetrical game that we've created, you know, there are lots of different views on where we should go and what we should do, and we try and adjust to what we hear in the way that we best possibly think will suit the game. So we are listening. We are listening to everything that you say, and filtering it by what we think, not just what the loudest shouters are shouting for, and we're trying to make it happen for you guys.
There was a question about community events.
Mm.
If we want to do some, if we're gonna do other, and I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to. That would be great.
We just need to fix things before and focus on that. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna happen. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Halloween updates. Yes, we'll definitely have. I don't know, something.
It makes sense.
It's Halloween.
It will be having fun on that day.
I will be.
Yeah, I know you will be.
But it's my birthday, almost.
What?
It's on the 31st.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
It would also mean
I can't give personal, real information.
the end.
Mathieu is not my real name.
This is news.
I've been
Female
living a
character. Someone
lie.
wants a female character. Will we have one?
They want a female Dwight.
A
also.
female clown. Don't give it away!
Seriously.
Come on.
Will you ever be present at an event like E3 or Gamescom? Well, if you can travel into the past,
Which
you
is
will
the
see us at E3.
Best skill in the world if you can do it. I
If it's
recommend
great,
it.
if you have that talent, we have a job opening actually for that
We're
that we
so
haven't been able to fill
We're
yet.
so looking for a time traveler to fix several of our requested features.
Yeah. Yeah. So and we are looking at other events that we could attend, but yeah, that takes time and effort.
Dog killer when is the question I saw. Shout louder and we'll get it done faster. That's how that works. So caps, please. That would be ideal.
Is
Don't do
that guy a professional? I don't know who that was addressed to.
Probably you. Are you a professional?
I'm a
I'll tell you
professional.
what, look
Professional
inside
wrestler.
and answer the question.
I am a professional. However, I will not tell you which profession.
Wrestler.
Alright.
I do practice the presidential pointing though, because I've been told I point at people a lot.
Do you like that's that?
Yeah, that's it. Because I used to point at people a lot, and people were saying it's very aggressive.
very
and someone was
pointy.
saying you should use the open hand when
I'm
you're
a big
talking, but
fan
that's a
of
little rude.
The steepling is
The
my
steepling.
favorite.
Yeah, I do this.
Well, that's I'm lying and evasive.
Usually, really?
Yes, don't.
No,
cover
but
your
you need a
mouth.
baseline.
You cannot cover your mouth.
That's
There you
interesting.
go. That's like I am absolutely not going to be doing anything sensible now. And then there's the.
But I usually use my pipe for emphasis.
Well, the pipe is obviously a whole new world of gestures.
So if it was about me, I am a professional. Truly. I've been paid for it. I think that's the definition of a professional, at least in sports.
Yes.
Quick, Dave, a question.
They're tough to read now.
Yeah, this is going
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
You created a buzz.
Maybe an offering for an extra basement.
Oh, that could
Yeah,
sound interesting.
why
I
not?
I could see that happening.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Sure.
Yeah. How did Starbreeze reacted to the success?
Well, they were thrilled.
They seemed happy.
We had a few very cool calls, and actually the beginning of that excitement came in while we were at E3, and we were out there hanging out with a lot of our friends there at Starbreeze, and everybody was excited about it.
Oh, there was
Because
a
obviously, I mean, everybody had doubts before the thing, and we're like, oh, maybe some people will like it, and then many people liked it,
Yeah.
and everybody got excited.
there was a shout out there for new maps, but I think that was from our level designer.
Really?
I need more.
Using
Yeah.
another account. Used
Yeah.
to be next LT.
He's thinking that if we think he's someone else, we'll definitely proceed there. Obviously, that's something we're looking at too. But creating the differentiation is going to be cool, and it's going to be fun in the future.
Yeah. Okay, what else we got? Dead by Daylight and Esports.
It is one.
It is technically right now.
Wow.
What do we need to be Esports?
Yeah, what is the technical term? Do we need like huge prizes?
I don't know.
And
like a
someone
professional
covering
team?
it? Like a team. We could be a professional team. We would be a bad one, but we know people.
We have
who-
no time.
Well, so it's like the cool
Which one?
runnings, the
funny.
bobsleigh team,
I think
or
David's-
Eddie the Eagle.
You know
It's
what,
like give it a good shot.
We don't have time now to talk about it.
Okay,
That's what the reality of the esports is like. When we have everyone up and running, it's all going to be good.
Are you fixing bugs in the game? Yes. Yes, we do.
We do this. This is important to us.
We do love our game, and we want to make it.
That's true,
better.
though.
Yeah.
I play the game and I enjoy it, and then I go home and I play the game and I enjoy it.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh,
It's,
there's a fix that we did last week that went completely silent and nobody noticed. I'm very happy because I thought it was working from
yeah.
the start. The trading cards on Steam.
True.
So we had a problem with the trading cards on Steam, and few people noticed, and then someone noticed and said, "Hey, they're not working," and so we fixed it.
Yeah.
And now you have trading cards, and you can craft the badges and all of these exciting things, and that made me very happy. So I've seen already a few people people are talking to us on Steam and then using those emoticons, and it's really, really cool. And then I've seen a few people with the rare profile background, and they look badass.
That's a shot. Yeah, yes, it is.
Ah, really?
It is, yes,
No,
it's
but
on
that
the
I
board.
didn't know.
Yeah, well,
It's
it doesn't
the-
matter.
I'm not
Ignorance-
questioning the rules.
ignorance is
I'm
no
not
excuse.
questioning the rules.
It's like,
Oh.
Your Honor.
So, very important question.
Okay.
Who drinks the most coffee?
Oh my word! There is so much coffee drunk.
Right now,
I'll start a new page on my stats of liters of coffee drunk. Right now, there is a lot of coffee drunk, and
Okay.
has been for like 4
No,
months.
we need to move. I mean,
Okay,
there's
go.
only 4 minutes left, and there are some
Okay.
very important questions.
Yes.
When will we implement helicopters?
That completely caught me out of left field. I didn't even
Yeah.
have a funny answer for it.
no, but it's good because we all need to have a question that takes us completely by surprise.
And
I
that
had
was-
one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Can Survivor hide in other Survivor bodies?
Ooh, like a tauntaun or something.
That's
If
another
a
question.
tauntaun
I'm just saying.
was
I
another
think it would be
survivor.
cool.
It is a cool idea. I like that.
Slutty Dwight costume.
Better, more likely. Well, we have a rule. We have a rule. If we do it for one, we do it for the other. So, like,
Yeah, but that's the thing.
that's how we roll on our characters. It's like if we're gonna do that to one, then we'll do it to all of them, and that'll be fine. As long as it's equal to everyone, it's okay.
Okay.
What else?
When are zombies added? When they are.
I'm really not a
Lol.
fan of zombies personally.
No, but I get the impression some people are.
Yeah.
So whether we rule out a zombie as a killer in the future or a zombie-like killer, absolutely wouldn't rule it out.
Should the Wraith legs be even more
Skinny,
slim?
Do you think like
small toothpicks.
Or get rid of them?
Get rid of them
Wheels.
altogether.
Yeah.
Wheels.
I don't know.
Okay. We'll start. We'll schedule a meeting on that.
yes,
Hmm.
we don't have time for that meeting.
Okay, so let's cancel it.
And then again, to answer to all the people who say, "Will you add more?" Yeah.
Yes, we will.
There will be more.
Oh, someone just said best cheese.
Favorite cheese or best cheese? Very different.
Yeah. Well, we had that question, I believe, on our first Twitch.
So we have to look at it again.
Why?
And if
Well,
we
no,
didn't
you wouldn't answer.
'cause
You
it's
were very
impo-
standoffish about
because
it.
it's impossible to answer best cheese. It's just too much world of goodness.
Yes, we do read Reddit threads.
Yes.
Yes.
But again, if you need to report something, Steam forum.
Yeah.
Oh, best put in place again?
I say Poutinville on Ontario. Some people say La Banquise, but I think Poutinville on Ontario is better.
But we always go to La Banquise when we're drunk.
Yeah.
So we can't judge,
Also,
really.
La Banquise has a lineup, like 2-hour wait at 6 a.m. So
Because it's the best.
no, it's just too
Well,
popular.
I can't say it's the best 'cause I haven't been to Poutinville.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
I should go.
yeah.
Some questions have already been answered. So
The
as soon as we
blood
go,
of the weapon of the raid, the prestige version of it as a glitch. We know about that. We're
okay.
gonna fix it.
So if we didn't answer your question, as soon as we go offline, the video will be able to look at. So just do that. We've answered all the main question at the beginning of the video. What else?
Coffee item as a speed boost.
That's not how it works.
And
And then you crash.
the ability to do something with the perks, add-ons, and things you don't want to use, like sell them or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's also very interesting. Could happen at some point.
So anything we want to talk about that we are currently working on for the future at the end of this one? Like what's our current focus? Where are we going? I mean, obviously the primary focus is still fixing Survive with Friends. That's pretty much where we are.
Someone said, "Why not
Yes.
experimental branch?"
That's very interesting.
So yeah, that's one of the discussions that we were
Yeah.
having. There are some really funky ideas that we have that were like, it would be cool to get people playing that to get their feedback on it, but we can't just shove that in the game without telling anyone. So yeah, having such a place for things to be tested would be really, really cool. Yeah.
And we have no time left.
No time
So
left.
That's it.
So last words of wisdom.
Salty lips.
Are they mostly face lips?
Yes.
Good.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for attending this session. We bid you a good whatever the hell's happening in the next few days, and we will see you here.
I really hope it's good.
Actually, I will not be here next week.
Oh.
Oh yeah, true.
I will be sorely missed, is what's going to happen.
Actually, that means it'll probably be me and Dave, and as you probably have known, if you've watched it all, we can't run anything, so we'll probably just be winging it.
So
Well,
a special
even
guest
more
should be someone slightly organized. Ugh.
I'm
That
up for the
narrows it
challenge.
down.
I'm up for the challenge.
I know I'm going to step up into an organized role, and it's going to be great.
All right.
Last question. Where do you buy your ties, Mr. to the left?
That's Frank and Oak.
Ooh, you too? That's Frank and Al.
Look at that.
So hopefully they see this and send us a big box of ties because we gave them free publicity.
Today's
Yeah.
been all about earning poutine and ties. That's like...
Yeah, and Frank and Oak is Montreal based.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
All right. So
Thank you very
Goodbye.
much,
See you later,
and see you soon.
everybody.
All right.
Bye.